How's it going, guys? Want to do a quick video going over a pretty popular strategy you guys have probably seen going around Twitter lately. This is the golden field level strategy using what I'm going to be doing is the 5-minute chart on SPY. So all this strategy consists of is the 61.8 and the 50 fib level. So you can see my settings that I have for my fib. This is using TradingView, and I made them golden because that is technically the name of them. All we're going to do is once we get a high day and once we get a low day, we're going to draw out these levels. And you can see here how they act as a great support and resistance. So all these levels are support and resistance. So nothing more than that. I will never take a trade solely based off of a rejection or solely based off of a support bounce. Instead, I would use them as confluence. So with something like this, we have this old support at 378.2. It's broken down and it's retested and now acting as resistance. Here is where you get your good short opportunity. There are 4 different setups I'm looking for at these levels. I'm looking for either a tweezer bottom to go long, a bullish hammer to go long, and these are on when I'm taking them as support bounces, or I'm looking for inverse hammer to go short, or a tweezer top to go short. So here we get the inverse hammer to go long on a rejection. Same thing here, inverse hammer, and this is during FOMC, so this is even more wild that these fibs are falling during FOMC. So you can see how we're getting multiple bounces. Once they get broken through, these fib lows are acting as support. Let's move on to the next day. So on a day like today, on a day like June 16th, when we're going down for the majority of the day, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw that wick on that first candle of the day, not pre-market, but that first candle of the day where technically is that intraday high. And then I'm going to draw it to that first low that we make. And you see right here how we reject off these levels perfectly. And all this level is this 367 resistance that was already tested previously in the day. Sorry, 369. And once this level is failed, we go on and make another low of day. This level worked perfectly. On to the next day. And you'll see this often with these fib lows because all these fib lows are highlighting very important support and resistance levels. So we're going to do the same thing here. Low day, high day. Okay, good example to go short right here. So we get an inverse hammer at this 61.8 fib level. That's immediately telling us that we're rejecting that 61.8 in a very bearish way, allowing us to go short. We're able to ride this for, let's say we get entry of 366.12. We're able to ride this for almost a whole 2 points. We then get a breakthrough, and then this resistance turns into support. We retest that 61.8, and we get a nice move out. We also get a tweezer bottom in the support, and pretty much these levels are just tested throughout this day perfectly. Here's an example of a day where we just rip all day, and it's the same thing as that day that we saw when we were dipping all day. We're going to grab that first candle right off the gate, none of that pre-market candles. We're going to grab the first intraday candle, and we're going to draw that first high that we make. You can see how we print a bullish hammer right at this right at this 50% fib level. Great place to go long. This is just this important level at 374 that we had acting as resistance, and this resistance is simply just turning support. Let's provide one more example. We'll use June 22nd. We're going to grab that first candle. Okay, maybe not the best example here. You can see how we do test it. It's a quick wick. You probably wouldn't be able to get such a good entry on this, but pretty much the same as this last day. On rip days, these fib levels can be great for taking that 50 or 61.8 bounce. And this zone also turns perfectly into the next day. So that's about as simple as it gets. That's the 50 and 61.8 fib level strategy. I prefer on the 5-minute chart with SPY. That's where I've learned it works best. And all you're doing is draw on that high of the day and the low of day. I always like to draw them around 8:30, 9 a.m. Once we get a low and high. Some days, of course, it's not going to work because you're either bleeding all day or just straight ripping all day. But on chop days or days where you're finding new lows, new highs, stair stepping, some sort of higher low or lower high, they're going to work perfectly for you. Hope you guys learned something from this video. Hope it was simple enough that you guys are implementing it into your strategies. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you.